Welcome to An Alternate Hue. I'm Hugh Anderson, and this is what caught my attention recently. So let's start with some good news, shall we? A 2.5-year-old girl shows no signs of a rare genetic disorder after becoming the first person to be treated for a motor neuron condition while in the womb. The child's mother took the gene-targeting drug during late pregnancy, and the child continues to take it. The results were published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The child was conceived with a genetic condition known as spinal muscular atrophy, which affects motor neurons that control movement and leads to progressive muscle weakening, and about 1 in every 10,000 births have some form of the condition, making it a leading genetic cause of death in infants and children. Great news. Now, there's evidence that the demographic of people taking GLP-1 weight loss drugs overlaps with those who like to spend. A group of analysts have dubbed these over-consumers. Cutting their daily calories in half or more is resulting in all sorts of interesting consequences still coming to light. Now, the economic impact is expected to be so significant that the chief economist at Goldman Sachs predicts that if 60 million people take the medications by 2028, U.S. gross domestic product would be boosted by 1%, or several trillion dollars. And the analysis was based primarily on the idea that healthier people mean a healthier workforce and, in turn, lower healthcare costs. Now, Business Wire reports that Gen Z is finding out the hard way not to get their financial advice from TikTok. More people than ever are turning to influencers for financial tips, but for some, bad advice has led to scams, IRS trouble, and costly mistakes. According to new data from Intuit Credit Karma, 77% of Gen Z and 61% of millennials are turning to social media for financial advice. Millennials mainly seek it on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, while Gen Z seeks out TikTok gurus. Many influencers market themselves not so much on academic credentials or on qualifications, so much as lived experience, with popular video titles including Money Habits for a Six-Figure Net Worth and How I Manifested $1 Million. By the way, $1 million ain't what it used to be. Often the clips sound like solid money advice, but as is the case with anything online, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Some have discovered this lesson the hard way. Despite the popularity of online influencers, 39% of Gen Z and 1/3 of millennials say they will never take financial advice from social media or online ever again, and doing so has negatively impacted their lives. Mistakes and poor financial decisions can be costly. For 37% of Gen Z and 1/4 of millennials, they have ended up in trouble with the IRS after taking action on financial advice from social media. 1/4 of Gen Z and 23% of millennials also admit they've been scammed by bad actors pretending to offer good financial advice. I think high-tower Las Vegas financial advisors come to mind that we will offer better advice. Now, BlackRock has released fresh survey results showing that the ability to retire with dignity appears out of reach for many people. As millions of Americans become increasingly concerned about retirement, BlackRock's survey shows voters are demanding action to stave off an impending crisis. Key findings of the survey of 1,000 people include 1/3 of respondents report having no retirement savings, none. 51% of respondents say they fear running out of money in retirement more than they fear dying, and 56% of respondents worry about their personal finances at least once a day. 28% of respondents believe that working Americans have the necessary tools and resources to save for a secure retirement. Now, 80% believe that Congress and the new administration should fix this and help us save for a secure retirement. We'll see. Congress, are you listening? Now, this next segment is arguable, but worth pondering. According to Newsweek, AI and robots will take all our jobs. At the same time, the rise of AI and robots will create new jobs. But AI and robots will take those jobs too. By 2045, there will be virtually nothing a human can do that a machine can't do better for a tiny fraction of the cost. And this will still prove true even if individual machines don't have what's called sapient artificial general intelligence, meaning they're as smart on their feet as you and I are. Humanoid robots today are the most expensive and least capable they'll ever be, and simple arithmetic shows that the marginal cost of robotic labor will be vastly lower and thus overwhelmingly competitive relative to human labor. A robot that has a lifetime cost of $10,000, works 22 hours per day, and lasts 5 years would have an hourly marginal cost of just 25 cents. And when robots are building all the robots, they'll cost a lot less. Now, the marginal cost of labor will plummet towards zero as adoption of humanoid robots powered by increasingly capable AI explodes across virtually every industry worldwide. Humans simply will not be able to compete. Or maybe Newsweek is feeling glum because we no longer run to the mailbox for their weekly magazine. Now, according to Bloomberg, some economists in China see a danger of China sliding into the same kind of multi-decade struggle against deflation and dismal growth that Japan suffered in the 90s and 2000s. Like Tokyo following the burst of that nation's bubble economy, Beijing is struggling to turn around anemic growth and falling prices, weak loan demand, and plunging bond yields, as well as, most importantly, a declining population. The effects for the world of a prolonged slowdown in China would be much larger, as the global economy is far more reliant on China than it ever was on Japan. And it won't just affect economies. Both nations were once predicted to overtake the US, but their slowdowns have made that impossible for Japan and much less likely for China. Still, Beijing does have the advantage of learning from Tokyo's experience, including its policy missteps. And the U.S. is known for being a global agricultural powerhouse, but it has never imported so much food. Inbound shipments of everything from avocados to coffee and sugar are expected to drive the country's agricultural trade deficit to a record $49 billion this year, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. At the same time, America's most widely grown crops have been losing overseas markets over the past decades. And just in case the recent market volatility has escaped your attention, say hello to my little friend. I suspect he'll be around for the coming months, and he may appear in these videos in the future. So we'll have to figure out a name for him. Right now it's just Bear. So that's it for this week. Jump over to our High Tower Las Vegas website for some more content from my partners. They have some great things to offer. Until next time, I'm Hugh Anderson, and this has been Alternate Hugh.